Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm using some new audio settings. If something doesn't sound right, please let me know. I'd rather fix it sooner than later. Anyway, let's talk about the new Bitcoin chart. First of all, this is mean reversion condition that's finally completed. And you know what? I'm just going to manually draw it in the 605 period. Because right now it's on the 600 period, and 605 is technically the correct one. And I know it's just 5 periods, difference of 5, but it makes a difference. Honestly, the fact that this is so perfect is a little frustrating. It is obscene just how clean this chart is. Right, so we had our expansion all throughout here, which defined trend. When we went inside the band, it implied we needed to revert down to the relative mean. And well, lo and behold, we finally finished the mean reversion condition. I just kind of assumed it had finally evaporated because it just had taken so long and the condition was around for so long. But nope, the market finds a way. We completed the mean reversion condition. So that's a little frustrating. With that in mind, how do we trade this on lower time frames? First of all, I want to point out the daily chart, particularly the 500 period on the daily chart. The 500 period is super arbitrary. However, I remember last year somebody pointed out to me the efficacy of using it to define trend for the bull run. So I don't know if it's being used as a benchmark or something, but it's damn appealing, I'll tell you that much. So when we look at all this previous trend, price miraculously finds a way to stay perfectly on that 500 band for about an entire year. 2 years, right? So as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of contact in that upward trend before it goes full parabolic. And I'm a little astonished because we are apparently doing the exact same thing. Like, you seeing this? Hold on. We're gonna go to the Bitcoin chart, so just BTC USD, because I want today's info. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this was pointed out in yesterday's live stream. That is obscene. Yeah. Okay. So if you're long, you should probably... Oh god. Yeah, I actually reduced position size around 10,400. And now I'm thinking I need to buy back in. But I want some kind of bullish confirmation on a bullish mean reversion. But the fact that this pivot held perfectly is a little bit stupid. Because we would have caught the exact bottom if I had chosen to play it. It's just too clean. Mysterious. I don't know what to think about that. I am in such a habit of needing clean-cut exact answers of why something happened. And when it's just as obvious as just the 500 period, 1.25 standard deviation, working perfectly, I don't know what to think about it. Maybe I'll bet on it. Next time it tags, we'll tag it again eventually. It's just a matter of when. And then there's also the question of seeing that huge wick to the downside, which we previously saw here. And I really want to point out that similarity as well, because there is a fair bit of risk when you're having these compressionary periods and bull runs. Liquidation candles, right? Just huge candles to the downside that plunge the market and then immediately recover just for the sole sake of scooping up liquidity and making sure that people down the road don't take profit on them, right? Because if you have less people in longs because you just liquidated a bunch of people in long positions, then those same people aren't going to be able to dump on your trend when you finally put the trend into action. So, really, risk. Entering on that 9,500, that would have been perfect. Too bad I didn't do it. Oh well. There is always the next time it bounces. Of course, if we actually plunge through this, then we're going to have to make a new prediction. Let's talk about the trend on the 1 hour chart, shall we? BAT BTC as well. I need to look at BAT eventually because I made a trade call on BAT. And there was a liquidity hunt. Perfect. Hold on. Let's actually look at the trade call. Because I'm annoyed. Because this was a great position. Right? The compression had implied upward expansion. Yeah, that's a bummer. That stop loss onto the downside. Like, I could have put the stop loss down to 1600, but we still would have gotten stopped out by that wick. So, there's really nothing I can do for that chart, unfortunately. It looked good. It had the implied upward expansion, and it is one of the only coins that truly recovered today, but just that huge wick to the downside. I hope it didn't cause that. I should probably start putting ranges as my stop loss values so you guys don't immediately dump the market on our lower cap coin. Anyway, let's talk about Bitcoin. Because what do we see here? Volume divergence. That's the first thing I got to take note of. Right, declining volume with declining trend. Now we have super low volume and a compressionary period. Ooh, that's tricky. All right, well, let's just load ACAT because I know it's going to identify proper periods for me. Because that is just a super clean overexpansion, right? We're going to have really clean readings on this. We're in the middle of trend, right? We have a clean overexpansion, clean downward trend. It's defined here by this line. And we've just been coasting along that 3.2 standard deviation. There's a new plume of mass. First signs of compression, but really, it's an aggressive downward trend. I don't like betting against it unless you have some kind of benchmark like the 500 period to actually try to catch the bounce. So what we can do is identify compression range for this new move here and identify which way the new trend will actually begin. In theory. Yep, nice. 15-minute overexpansion looks a little bit cleaner. Might be implied upside here. Ooh, decent potential energy. If we get any kind of upward expansion here, we might see reversal. So you see how everything's below 0.4. That means high potential energy. If we actually get a breakout, resistance is going to be 10,200. It's possible we might push up to that value, but if we break up above it, we are going to have an upward trend because it will be in confluence with this mean reversion condition and the high potential energy here on the 15-minute chart. So if we break above 10,200 today, you can take a small long position. Just wait for a candle close or some kind of confirmation before you do so. So there is quite a bit of risk on just going in blind like that. Or rather, on breakouts, if you will. Yeah, if we go up another $120, might consider taking along. That's about it. Do a look at AST, shall we? For all of you people watching on YouTube, make sure you get your altcoin questions in so I can go ahead and check them down the line. You know, we have a lot of these flagging structures in our downtrends. And I actually want to see the beginning of upward trend before we try betting on something like that. Because we could just find the swing low of downtrends. And in a bear market, really, trend continuation is just too powerful. Yeah, really, what are you supposed to do here, folks? It's a tough question for the ages. You can just go all in on Doge. It's tempting. With a chart like that, it's hard not to. And we already had our test pump. Because there's always the test pump before the actual pump in Doge. Looks safe to me. Oh shoot, I need to download the EBST wallet. Because I have a bag of EBST from Bittrex. And it delisted and they're finally removing the wallet. So I have to do that or my coins will be lost. I wonder how EBST is doing. The chart doesn't exist anymore, but... Okay. That's probably it for today. Daily chart does look bullish, doesn't it? Hold on, if we zoom out enough... It's hard not to be long. It really does lend a lot of similarity to this structure here, actually. Right on the 500 period, huh? Might be worth keeping an eye on, folks. That's it. It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Check the YouTube comments one last time. See if you guys want to do me